Hi, I'm the co-founder and CEO of reclip.it. So I was speaking to the WIM founders outside about how different ways to think about distribution and marketing for your product. And instead of the typical traditional marketing where you used to create banner ads and Google AdWords and or do a big PR campaign, I really like what Andrew Chen has recently written in his blog. He has this blog called Andrew Chen blog. And if you don't know Andrew Chen, you should subscribe to him because he's literally known as the father of viral marketing and user acquisition. He's the guru in user acquisition. What he writes is really interesting. He lives in Palo Alto and he was there when Facebook was growing, and so he's been around forever. So he wrote this blog post recently called the new VP of marketing is now called the growth hacker. And what that means is you need to find a technology partner who understands how to bake in virality into your product and how to bake in growth and marketing into your product. And he writes from a use case perspective and how, say, Airbnb, when they first started, didn't have distribution. And one of the ways that they hacked into distribution is, okay, who are my competitors and who already has distribution? It's Craigslist. Craigslist is a free tool for people who are already posting apartments there. And so they figured out a way to, for an Airbnb user, every time they posted a room on Airbnb, they had an option to auto-post it to Craigslist, where people are already going to find apartments. And it's not like they had a partnership with Craigslist, but they went on Craigslist to figure out how their forms are created, and if there's a way where the technical person can hack into creating a form automatically from Airbnb and auto-posting that to Craigslist. And so from there, they got distribution. And I think that's a genius example and a deconstruction of how they analyze their partners or would-be partners and hacked into that distribution model. And it fooled the consumer that they had a partnership with Craigslist when they didn't. Because in reality, a lot of times people think about PR, marketing, banner ad campaigns, and partnerships as a way to distribute a product. But partnerships take forever. It's a long sales cycle. It might be 6 months, 3 months, 6 months before you lock down a partnership. You don't want to wait that long as a startup. You want to do it right now. So if you can get a growth hacker or your CTO to understand that and create that auto post to Craigslist within, say, a week, that's a week, not 6 months. So that's one example. Another example, my personal favorite is I sort of looked into how Facebook took a turning point and got really viral was when they launched photos and photo tagging, really. And so, every time you tag a picture, that person who was tagged gets an email. Oh, Cheryl just tagged you in this picture. So, and I was always saying, like, who on this planet doesn't want to open an email and look at what picture of you was tagged, right? And so, it was a genius distribution, marketing, viral marketing. Baked into their product where people then clicked through Facebook and went on to see the picture and came back and engaged and other people were tagging other people. And so their photo product just went viral. And so these are examples that it's really hard for an marketing MBA person to come in and say, all right, this is how you do it. It really takes a product person and a technology person to come together and figure out what are the ways you can build in distribution and social hooks and virality into your product so you can grow your product by people using it as people are using it, and not like, oh, people use it and people talk about it. It's more like people use it and people who are seeing it, sort of drive your product to more people, to reach more people. So I definitely think that CEOs and product people should start thinking about baking in distribution, and that's the most important thing. Whenever you go out to raise money or convince anyone to invest in your company, they will always ask you, what is your distribution strategy? And you have your product, like a great app, you have your revenue models, you have you have all these users, like your first 100 users, first 1,000 users, but you don't have a distribution plan, you're not going to get an investment, because that is the hardest thing in a consumer web product, is to build distribution. But if you demonstrate that you've thought about it, and you tell investors, all right, these are my distribution strategies built into the product internally, and these are my external distribution strategies, then you demonstrate that you've thought about it, and you're thinking about how to build your product in a way that would propagate itself, and so the cost of acquiring a new user is much lower. So hopefully this helps, and definitely subscribe to Andrew Chen and get familiar with the term growth hack.